So Forbes published a study that the used car salespeople are the second least trusted profession in America, next only to members of Congress. And so if this used car industry is the most dirty, most untrustworthy industry, how did CarMax, who just reported that they did $9.3 billion in net revenue just this year, 2022, how did CarMax revolutionize the whole used car industry, and how did they gain consumers' trust back? And so in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how CarMax did it, how you could do the same, and how the single most powerful marketing strategy was also the catalyst, which I personally use in my own business to grow our agency from 0 to a $4 million agency, and how we are currently on pace to do 10 million by next year. So in the video that I'm gonna show you, this is a behind the scene look at one of our paid trainings that I did in our exclusive mastermind community, Good Vibe Squad. If you don't know who I am, my name is McBilly. Yes, that is my real name. I'm co-founder of Good Vibe Squad. We currently actively work with over 200 loan originators all around the country. We have helped close over $2 billion in funded loans directly through our system. So I hope you get a ton of value out of this. Sit back and enjoy. So I boiled it down to really 4 key areas. We've worked with a lot of really successful, loan officers, obviously part of the community, you guys could see. And we also, for us, in our own agency, in our own business, we have substantially grown our business. If you guys have watched my video, right, like you could see, we started from nothing. Like really, we literally started from nothing. I moved here as a first generation immigrant from the Philippines. Didn't know, I didn't have any plans, whatever. But for me, I just really, family to me was important. I wanted to bring my family from the Philippines to here. And, I'm very grateful to say that I have achieved that. I've been able to like move my family here. So I'm very grateful. And we have dramatically changed our own course in my life, in my family's lives, in our business. And we mastermind with a lot of really, really successful like business owners as well. Just so you guys know, actually, Sean McGrover, what's up, Sean? We actually met Sean, 2 weeks ago at the ClickFunnels Mastermind, like the Funnel Hacking Live Conference, which is put up by Russell Brunson. So Russell Brunson, he is the author of this. So he has this like books. He has like the Secrets trilogy, but basically, he's basically he's the owner of like ClickFunnels. He has like a huge software, but like basically this is a $1 billion company, by the way. So this guy knows what he's doing. He's like a multi-hundred millionaire. And we actually just signed up for his inner circle mastermind. So Preston and I joined like just last week. And this is a $50,000 mastermind. So you have to pay him $50,000 to even like join this mastermind. Okay. So, and I'm not saying that to brag or anything like that. I'm just giving you guys context in the importance of really surrounding yourself with really high level people that's actually doing things, practitioners, not just like people that read books, right? You can't learn how to ride a bike by reading a book, right? And so I've been really thinking through this myself, and almost like boiling everything down to like, hey, what are the key areas for you to truly be successful? And when I say success, guys, obviously I'm using the financial aspects. Even like if I describe Russell Brunson, I'm using financial aspects because that's easy to quantify. But to me, success for financial is just one area, right? To me, the biggest, if I had to just kind of boil it down, I mean, there's 3 things, at least for me. You guys, correct me if everyone agrees with this. I have 3 goals for me. Okay. 3 goals for me. And one is, it is true. One is definitely financial, because this allows us a lot of things. So I would actually even just put this into income. Okay. So we want to be financially secure, right? Of course, this is also why everyone is here, because we run a business. We need to become profitable as a business. Okay. Bradley, agree 100%. I started attending city clubs, country clubs without golf. It greatly improved my network. Yes, 100%, Bradley. Great work. And just so you guys know, Bradley, I'll talk more about like the video component of this, but Bradley is the guy to really connect with. He has a YouTube channel. He's doing amazing videos. And can you share a little bit more about this, Bradley? I think you said you posted a video and you got like thousands of like views. Is that right?
All right, yeah. So we just started posting a couple videos at our lead setter event a few weeks ago, and just basically going off of summarizing what Barry Habib was talking about, some of the stuff that I had learned, and I got two people do a 1003 with me just randomly from the internet around the country, and all I had to do was put a video out there, and I can't figure out what makes one video successful or another. One will have 1,000 views, the other will have 250,000. I can't tell you. Just keep doing it, and eventually the views will come.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, you guys could see that, great work on that, Bradley. Now, that's a mindset, like, hey, don't let perfection stop you from starting, right? Now, I will say that, based from what Bradley's saying, we do know, actually, at least I've done a lot of research on like what actually quantifies why does a video work and why does a video not work? And there's a lot of science and art behind it. And we could dive into that we could actually have a separate masterclass just on that alone. Okay, so I won't talk about that necessarily, but there is science behind it. And I'll be completely transparent with you guys. Like, I still haven't figured out like completely, but I have a really good formula now. And I've also we've invested in like coaching on this as well, and really connected with other high-level people that's doing excellent in video, right? As you guys, a lot of you guys even mentioned that the reason why you signed up with us is because videos that you watch from our channel, from myself, right? So you could see how effective this is, okay? But let me just kind of complete this. So I would say income is very important, right? We want that. But then also, I would really say it's the freedom, right? So the freedom that really what income allows, okay? It's the freedom. The fact that you guys work from home, the fact that, if you have, for example, I was just talking actually yesterday with Amanda Landers, who's also one of our clients. She was in the recent Lenssetter Mastermind, and she actually spoke and shared her success. To give you guys perspective, guys, when we started working together with Amanda Landers 4 years ago, she was number 350 plus in her company. And then just last month, she actually moved to a new company now. But when she left that company, she was number 9 in the whole company and literally number 1 female originator in the whole company. And this is a massive company. I'm actually okay to share it. It's with Gateway. Okay. So she was the number 1 female originator in Gateway, which is like insane. Okay. And so this is what happens is, and the reason why I brought her up is I'm talking about freedom, and this, like, to Amanda, her most important things is like she's able to spend time with her daughter, who is Miranda, is an amazing dancer. She has like a lot of awards. Like, she actually competes for dancing. And then her son, Lander, he is also an award-winning like wrestler. So he competes in like the state championship and stuff like that. So I'm just giving you guys context that, we want income, but we also want freedom, right? And then more importantly, at least for me, okay, I want to ask you guys what you guys think about this, is number 3 is impact, right? Because the reality is, and this is just the truth, like in the very beginning, guys, like to me, I was just after this, okay? Of course, if I was broke, I was like, hey, I need this. This is the most important thing for me. But then, after that, you get into this, and as you guys know, you're just like stuck doing all this work, and and then ultimately we want the freedom, but then ultimately we had to make that shift is that like you can only make so much, right? And like ultimately for you to be really satisfied and happy and fulfilled, you want to make an impact to whatever it is that you're doing, and this is why it's so crucial that the mission, right? I talked about this a lot, is for us, we had to create a national mission in Good Vibe Squad to really align with our goal, which is, so we had to craft, like, our mission is like to help local communities by helping lenders to take control of their lives, right? Empowering lenders to take control of your life, because as we help you guys, well, you are helping families, local communities, taking them from, apartment complexes, bringing them to actual homes, safe neighborhoods, and a better zip code, better education, right? And so this is why it's so crucial. Okay, and I'm going to tie this back to the story in a little bit. Now, the reason why I bring this up, first of all, I want to ask you guys. First of all, do you guys agree with this? And to you guys, and we can be 100% honest here. I think all three of this is important. But to you guys, at least right now, what do you guys feel is the most important for you guys between these three? Janet is impact, okay. Denise, freedom. Bradley, freedom. We all know how lucrative this business can be. However, money alone is not fulfilling. We need that human connection to know we made a difference in someone's life. Yes, I love that. Michelle, income, then impact, then freedom. Yep. Income, freedom. Okay, yeah. So this is good. So this is good. I see a lot of impact and freedom here. And then income. But at the end of the day, like, so I think for me, it's almost kind of sequential, right? In the very beginning, of course, for this to happen, we need the income part, right? We need the income because this allows us better freedom. But then here's the other thing, and it's almost kind of like a chicken and egg here, because if we are just really, if we go for the income first, it's a lot harder to get the income. But if you start to focus on the impact, if you focus on the impact in what you guys are doing, this will actually drive the income, right? Which is kind of interesting, because obviously this is number one right here, the income part, because we need the income to have the freedom and to be able to make the impact. But if we focus on the impact, then it allows us the income, right? So yeah, Patricia's impact brings income, right? So I'm just bringing this up, and there's no right or wrong answer here. But here's what I will say. Based from my own experience, guys, because of these three goals, okay, this is what I have seen, that really every successful business owner, especially, and I made this into for you guys in your terms, there's 4 areas that you really need to be able to make these 3 goals, right? So impact, income, and freedom. So first thing is, these are basically 4 shifts that you guys need, okay, in your business, okay? Actually, 4 shifts in your business. Okay. And those are, so I'll talk about this. So number 1 is trust-based marketing. Trust-based marketing, okay? That's the first one. And then second is number 2, I'll put it here, is repeatable sales process. Okay, that's number 2. And then number 3 is leveraging your time. And then number 4, number 4 is building referral networks, okay? I'll put this here. Networks, okay? Now, this is a big endeavor, by the way. Don't expect that, you're not going to be doing this in like 3 months. Okay. But I'm giving you the big picture here because I promise you guys, if you're able to do all four of this, and we're going to work on this together, so you do trust-based marketing. This pushes to a repeatable sales process. And then we're able to like leverage her time and then ultimately build referral networks. And I'm talking about network. I'm not just saying a referral partner. Okay. It's very different. Yes, we want to build referral partners, but we want to ultimately build a network. Okay. And then as you build those networks, you're going to have more fuel in the fire to, drive back more into that marketing. And basically, ultimately, this is going to create ultimately, this cycle is going to allow to give you that income, freedom, and impact. Okay. Does this make sense, guys? Can you guys see how powerful this is? Okay. So let me kind of explain one by one what's going on here. Okay. First of all, any questions here? Does this make sense? So, all right, Sarah's like, yes, Trevor, yes. Okay. So let's kind of talk about this. In the sense of like the trust-based marketing, I've really had to, it's almost kind of like a shift because with now, again, because of where people's habits are, even like actual like our user behavior now, like our just consumer behavior, because of access to the phone now, we know that we are literally spoiled. Actually, we're kind of spoiled now, and it's almost like, we're spoiled by Prime, right? Like Amazon Prime. We're spoiled with like Uber, right? Like we don't want to wait for things. We know that we could read reviews. Like literally, as we go to Amazon, if you buy anything, it could be a toaster, it could be, literally even the actual, what do you call this? Like the protector on my phone. I mean, all the protectors are probably the same, but like if I buy something, I'm going to buy the most top reviewed one, right? For a protector. I mean, it's basically kind of the same. But if you think about it, this is why it's so important to have that trust-based marketing. Okay. And when I say trust-based marketing, it's a combination of the lead generation, right? Plus personal branding. Okay. Now, the best way for me to kind of talk about and differentiate these two guys is that the personal branding, if you build a really powerful personal brand, this is almost like installing a turbocharger. Okay. It's like you're installing a turbocharger, but for us to install a turbocharger, we still need a fast car. If we're trying to win a race, yes, you could install the personal brand and it's like having an additional turbo, but we still need to have the fast car. And this is really where having like the systems in place and having a repeatable sales process and being able to actually generate those leads where the lead gen comes in. And we obviously need a fast driver, which is you, right? That's like really honing in on your skill sets, honing in on your character traits, right? We need to make sure that we have the right mindset, that we do the hard work, right? And we are consistent, right? We have the discipline to be consistent. And then the belief, right? We talked about this. So, there's three things. There's three things that usually hold you back, okay, for entrepreneurs, any entrepreneur. And it's skills. Number two is traits, your character traits, right? Do you wake up early? Like, can you actually do the work? Like, if you're like just watching Netflix all the time, well, like you're not going to be able to, get that goal and whatever it is that you're trying to get, right? skills, traits, and then belief, right? So this is where the mindset comes in. Now let's talk about the lead gen part and the personal branding part. So again, so here's what I'm going to do, guys, is I really want to take, so this is the big picture for us. And so let's dive into each one of them in detail. Okay. So what I want to do for today is I'm going to focus on the trust-based marketing here. But then ultimately, if you think about this, like having the right marketing in place is going to be awesome, right? We're generating the leads, we're building trust, and we'll dive into this. But this does not matter if you do not have a repeatable sales process, right? And this is why, we have, like, our process right now is we have that, right? And so if you guys are still struggling on how to better position the Hero Home program, right? Like, if you're not able to take a cold lead to an actual application, that is definitely something that you need to be working on. Okay. It doesn't matter how much leads we generate if you're not able to, like, convert them, right? But then also, as we add the personal branding, as we add videos that educate them, which we actually do this right now. Just to be clear, guys, we're already doing this, but right now it is through the Hero Home program. We've literally created assets. There's PDFs, there's home buyer guides, there's actual videos already that is from the Hero Home program. However, and it is very helpful, don't get me wrong, you guys are already seeing the benefits of this literally right now, right? You're having better conversations. They actually want to talk to you, right? We have a sales process. We have the script. How do you position the Hero Home program? But again, adding in a turbocharger, right? If we're able to, once we add the personal branding side, it's going to make those sales conversations easier, okay? Now, you still want to have an actual repeatable process, because if you don't have that, well, there's no point, right? And so Sarah's like, I struggle with personal branding, don't dance, have no hobbies, hate the camera, and I'm older. How do we change this? Okay. A great question. This is a great question. So Bradley, I'm just going to read through this first. Online, I keep myself intentionally blandish. In a world of dancing and filters, I make myself more serious, and it gets followers. Okay, so actually, let's talk about this, guys. This is a great discussion. Because here's what I will tell you. Sarah, you even said this. Don't dance, have no hobbies, hate the camera, and I'm older. So here's what I will tell you is, it sucks, right? But it's this is your negative self-talk. This is just negative self-talk right now, because I promise you, you do not need to dance. Like the people that are dancing, I mean, it can be effective, but I mean, I don't dance in my videos, and look, you guys sign up with us, right? Like, the most important thing here is, so again, it's all about trust, right? It's all about trust. And the thing with trust is that it's all about disarming people, because everybody has their defensive shield on. Okay. So here's what I mean by this. And actually, we're also doing like an evolution on this for us. You guys will actually start to see this more. What I'm doing is I'm actually being more transparent, even in our front end marketing. So what I mean by this is, so here's the thing, right? It's a little bit different if I'm buying a product. If I'm buying, like, for example, a refrigerator or a toaster or a microwave, versus you guys, if I'm choosing to work with a professional, then the single most important factor that that anyone wants in a service provider is being able to be 100% sure. I'm going to say 100% convinced, meaning convicted, convinced that you have my personal interest first. Okay, interest first. Okay, so what does this mean? The problem is that, I mean, you guys experience this yourself. If you're choosing a service provider, even for example, for us, right? There's a lot of lead generators out there. There's a lot of marketing companies. Why did you choose? Actually, here. So give me an honest answer, guys. Give me an honest answer. This is helpful for all of us because, again, I'm very transparent with you guys. This is a new thing for us as well, but we're seeing things that are very effective. But I want an honest opinion from every single one here. Why did you guys choose us among all the other options? If you guys can put it in the chat, okay? Just, why did you guys specifically chose us? I'm very curious. And this is very interesting because we're understanding the human psychology here, right? Because we all have different, things here. So technology, automation, energy, and culture. Bradley says, your team was structured similar to my team. Sure you hang out. Figure we would get along. Okay, nice. So that's more of a connection there. Vincent said, seeing you 5 to 12 times made me realize I should give you a chance. Okay. Davis, like a referral. Katie Moore, transparency. Did not shy away from hard questioning. Perfect. Okay, so that's really good. Josh is my experience in testimonials. I don't like posting online every day. Yeah. Okay, real people, real results. Perfect. So if you think about it, I mean, honestly, if I'm looking at this just real quick, you said that you would take over marketing. You gave tremendous value initially for free, says Michelle. Okay, 100% guarantee. Deemed very professional. Anyone that's investing in ClickFunnels and learning the strategies that are in the program, I want to be associated with them. Okay. So there's different reasons here, but at the end of the day, a lot of the buckets here actually fall in the line that because you guys trusted us, right? You trusted us enough that we were giving free information in the front end. We were, like we have a guarantee. Well, that's trust, right? And reputation. So at the end of the day, the best way. So here's and this is what I've realized is the best way to establish trust in the very, very front end is to actually talk about. So it's actually, so let me rephrase this. The best way to establish trust is to do something that they did not expect from a regular salesperson, okay? Or a sleazy salesperson, okay? Salesperson. Actually, so let's talk about this. There's actually a really great book. It's called They Ask You Answer. And in that book, he talks about a story of CarMax. So who here is, are you guys familiar? Everyone knows what CarMax is, right? Does people know, like, can you guys put in here, like, just put a yes or no? Do you know what CarMax is? Okay, yes. Okay, so CarMax, yes, everyone knows CarMax. So CarMax actually, CarMax basically changed the whole used car industry, okay? So let's talk about this. This is very important. This is a really important concept. Is they basically, I'll talk about what CarMax did. They revolutionized used car industry. And I'll go back to your question earlier, Sarah, because this is very important. Whatever your question, literally everyone deals with this, okay? And I'll show you guys, I'll be very transparent. I'll even show you kind of like the things that I get, okay? So, but let's talk about this very quickly. So CarMax, what's the problem with used cars? So what do you guys feel before, or at least for you guys, if you're trying to buy a used car, what are your what are your concerns? Let's talk about that. What's a good concern? So if you're trying to buy a used car, what are you concerned about? Like getting someone to sell lemon. Okay, yeah. Don't want to deal with a hard sell. Okay, all right. We're seeing here. So basically, don't want a lemon. Don't want a lemon. Okay. And then what else? He says sleazy salespeople. All right. That's very true. Sleazy salespeople. Sleazy salespeople. Don't want a lemon. Sleazy salespeople. You know, was it wrecked before? I've had a lot of accidents. All right. So making sure that, you know, like accidents before, right? Accidents before, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So, okay. So let's talk about this, guys. So this is good, right? You know, how well they cared for it. Is it priced correctly? Okay. So also priced correctly. So now if we want to build trust, and actually I would love for us to actually have like on our next call, I would love to have like an actual workshop on this for us, because think about this, guys. So these are what you and us and just people in general that want to buy a used car, these are our concerns, right? And so this is literally what CarMax did, is they literally looked at, hey, what are the concerns of people and how do we address this? Okay. So the first thing that they did is, well, you don't want a lemon, right? And so what they did is they actually did, so they increased. So the interesting thing with CarMax is 60% of their cars, of the cars that get like sold back to CarMax, they don't even reach the sales lot, which means that they actually increase the QA on this, meaning their quality control. They're like, all right, if this is actually like if the car is not deemed a good quality for them to be able to sell, they don't even sell it. They literally, it's like it's a loss. Okay, so they don't even sell it, which means they focus on quality first of all. So they did an actual quality control on this. Okay, so that's one. And then the other thing that they did is they also implemented an actual, I forgot how long it takes, but let's just say, I think they have like a 14-day, they literally have like an actual 14-day money back guarantee. Okay. So they're like, all right, you don't want a lemon. I get it. So here's what we'll do. Well, we will literally guarantee you that you're not going to get a lemon because we have a 14-day guarantee. Here's the actual quality control. And here's the other thing that they did. A lot of people talk about the quality control, but what they did differently is they actually showed it. So with, you know, if you go to the lot of CarMax, they will show you the intense, 16-point check that they do, and they actually showed it to you. Okay, this builds trust, it creates trust. And then they have a money back guarantee. And then here's the thing, number 3, if they have accidents before, they were the first company to actually put a 100% every time that they sell a car, it immediately has an actual Carfax. Okay, which means it literally shows you already the history, because this was an issue, right? They're like, oh, I don't know if there are accidents before. Well, no problem. Here's the actual Carfax. We already have it. Okay. And so again, it's all about building trust, right? Now let's talk about sleazy salespeople. How did they address this? The problem with salespeople is like, well, I don't know if you have my best interest at heart, because you might just be after the commission, right? Of course, you're going to sell me this BMW versus this like cheap, Toyota Corolla, because you're going to get more commission here, right? And so what did they do? They actually literally recreated the whole compensation package of every salespeople, where they actually get a flat rate fee, commission, no matter what car they sell. So what did this do? The fact that now that, this is part of their sales process, they literally say like, hey, my compensation as a salesperson it does not matter whether you buy this $100,000 car or you buy this $20,000 car, I'm going to get compensated the same. So with that being said, let's actually look at the best car for you, right? Not for me as a salesperson, but for you, right? And so that's how they did this, is they basically standardized standard compensation, and they added this into their sales process, right? They're like, hey, we literally I don't get paid extra if you buy this expensive car or this. It does not matter to me. What matters to me is what's important for you, right? And so, and then what they did here is this is also for the actual salespeople, because now as a salesperson, I'm literally not incentivized to sell you anything that doesn't make sense for you. To me, what's more important is like, what would make the most sense for you, right? And so if you think about this, now this isn't the same for you guys right now, but I want you to think about the concept here. The mindset behind this is, if you look at the big picture, and if we are actually focusing first on the impact here, right? If we focus on the impact and we become mortgage wealth advisors, right? Not just a salesperson. If we actually advise and help them, put them in the best situation, it's going to come back to you tenfold, because you're going to get a ton of referrals. You're going to get a ton of reputation, 5-star reviews, right? And then we're looking at the big picture here. And this is why, even for us, if you look at our sales process, we're very intentional. We literally do not work with, everyone. And if they're an asshole, like we have refunded people if they are rude to our team, if they are, and if it doesn't work for them, right? Like if they don't have, if they don't show up on that first onboarding call, actually, we actually just refund them the money, because they won't have the time. It's going to create more issues. They don't even want to put in the time. So, why are we doing this in the first place, right? And so this creates trust, right? And so let's go back here. What else did they do? So, you didn't know, you don't want the price, was it priced correctly? Well, it's the same thing. They added like the Carfax history. Actually, no, for the price correctly, they added the, I forgot the name of it, but there's like an actual like KKB like price thingy, there's like an actual like, oh no, it's like the oh yeah, Kelley Blue Book. There you go. Thank you, Michael. There's an actual like Kelley Blue Book. And so what they did is Kelley Blue Book. And then the other thing is they also added in a no haggle pricing. Okay. No haggle pricing. So literally, that's one of the biggest fears and concerns of most people. If I'm trying to buy a used car, I don't want to go through like the haggling and like, there's like strategies of like, all right, you gotta start high here. And then, you try to like go low, and then you kind of meet in middle. Like, no. I don't want to deal with that. And so at the end of the day, it all went down to trust, right? And so this is literally what they did. And they have literally revolutionized the whole used car industry. And they're the leader in this right now. Okay. And so this makes sense. First of all, guys, can you guys see how powerful just literally looking at like the concerns and then like talking about it, like, and then creating solutions for them. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this makes sense, right? But how does this apply to you guys? And how does this apply to your question earlier? All right, Sarah. So let's talk about this. So Sarah's concern, and this is a legit concern, I totally understand why you're asking this, is like, where was it? Okay, so I struggle with personal branding. I don't dance, have no hobby, hit the camera, and I'm older. Okay, so that's like negative self-talk there, because at the end of the day, if we know that the personal branding isn't necessarily like, you don't need to dance. And actually, I'm very curious on this, Sarah. Can you speak more about this? Can you unmute yourself? Why do you feel that you even need to dance?
Well,
like, yeah.
So I watch I watch Erin's videos, and she's always dancing, which is cool. I get it. I love it. I love watching her enthusiasm. She was doing a little dance on closing, you know, a GBS lead the other day and whatnot. And it just seems like there's got to be some sort of shtick, right? Like I don't even know, like, what do you even call yourself? You know, it's almost as simple as that, because everybody has to have some sort of hashtag name or whatever it is. And you know, outside of Facebook, I actually just logged on to TikTok. You know, I hadn't even really paid attention, so I'm kind of late to the game, even on the platforms, let alone coming up with any sort of brand for myself. When yeah,
so great concern, great question here. Neil, thanks for bringing us together and helping us grow. I've got an appointment in 2 minutes. All right, take care, Neil. I'll talk to you next week. Okay. And also, just so you guys know, I'm actually flying to the Philippines tomorrow. You know, I'm getting married soon, so I got engaged late last year, so I'm very excited about that. But just so you guys know, I'll be in the Philippines. The time is going to be the same. I'm not changing the time, but I'm just going to be waking up earlier there, because this time is about 4 a.m. over there. So all good. Came lucky. Congrats. Thank you guys. It's going to be February, just so you know, but we're doing like wedding plans and stuff like that. So I'm very excited. Here's what I want to clarify. I just really want to clarify this. Yeah, Alex said here, Sarah, be yourself. That's the easiest thing to do. 100%. The biggest difference I will say is there's a lot of false marketing advice that is being put out there. I just want to be very clear with this, guys. I promise you, I 100% promise you that you do not need to be posting every day. You do not need to be dancing, right? And that can help if it's implemented in an overall strategy, okay? But if that's all you do, that doesn't really help, okay? Now, let me explain why. There's two things that you guys need to understand. When we are creating content, okay, and I'm going to talk about content marketing. And this is a little bit different. It's a little kind of, there's an overlap, but this is also a little bit different to personal branding, okay? You know, a lot of people try to create this, like, you know, if you like research it, there's like so many like different like, oh, personal branding advice and stuff like that. At the end of the day, to make it simple, personal branding, guys, it's all about building trust. How can you build trust in the marketplace? And so don't think that you need to have like a catchy name or anything like that. It can help, but I think that's like an evolution, okay? You don't need to, you know, for example, even for me, I mean, I don't have a catchy name. I mean, I just use my name, right? Now, granted, you know, we have the Good Vibe Squad brand as a company, but you guys didn't sign up with us because of Good Vibe Squad. You signed up because of me, because of Preston, because you saw a video and you saw that our culture as a team, you know, we're real people. We actually give you the results. You know, we show you testimonials with their NMLS number, right? Like that's very intentional, is because we want to create that trust with you guys, okay? And so, Michael is already a catchy name. Well, I appreciate that, man. So let's talk about content marketing. There's two types of content that is very, very different that we need to understand. And there is short form content, and there's long form content. Okay. Now, what does this mean? What is the difference? Okay. So the difference is, so short form content is what you're talking about, Sarah. You're talking about, you know, hey, how can I, like, oh man, like, do I need to create this TikTok video? Do I need to create this like thing? Like, you know, there's like Instagram reels, right? So these are short form content. And really what this is these are like, you know, this could be like an IG reel. This could be like a TikTok, right? This could be like whatever, right? Like a Facebook video or something. But these are going to be like 15 seconds to, you know, like even 2-minute videos. Okay. It could also be just like a post, right? But these are, and just to clarify, I'm talking about, I'll be talking mostly about video for this one. Okay, just FYI. But the short form content is going to be 15 seconds, 2 minutes, right? Now, long form content, this is really mostly going to be either YouTube or just like, the other ones like Vimeo. Mostly it's going to be YouTube. And this could be from, like 5 minutes to 10 minutes. And sometimes this could even, if you watch our videos, sometimes our videos are even like 30 minutes to 1 hour, right? Like really long videos. Okay. And so there's a strategy for these two. There's there's use for both of these. Okay. Now with the short form content, what this does is creates attention. Okay. It's all about creating attention. And this is really more of a lead generation perspective. Okay. It's just like, all right, as you kind of like post this, like more people is like going to see you. And so I really think about short form content as this is just distribution. Okay. Distribution. Now, the problem that most people do, and this is what I've seen in the marketplace, is they focus on short form content first, which is a very bad idea. Okay. And I'll tell you why. The reason why this is a bad idea is you are literally going to subscribe yourself to you will literally be a hamster in a cogwheel, and you cannot stop, because all you're going to be doing is like creating all these like, short form content, dancing, whatever. Now it can help, mind you. And Erin does an amazing job at this, by the way. So I'm not saying that what she's doing is wrong, but you want to get to this level if you have the other parts first. Okay. So you don't need to do this right now. What I would recommend is you do long form content. Okay. Now, here, I'll give you an actual story on how this is going to hit home. Okay. So, who here, like, does everyone know who Mr. Beast is? Can you put it in the chat? Who here knows Mr. Beast? Just give me a yes or no. Mr. Beast, do you guys know him? Yes or no? Put in the chat. I'd be curious. So, no. Yes. Michael's yes. Okay. A lot of no's. Okay. Interesting. So, Mr. Beast is the #1 YouTuber in the whole world. Okay. To give you some perspective, he has in his main channel, he has over 100 million subscribers, million followers. Okay. 100 million. And overall, global, he has over 200 million subscribers. And so he literally has over half of the US population is a subscriber. Like, how insane is that? Over half of the United States of America's population is a subscriber. Okay. Used to be Joe Rogan. Okay. So, the reason why I'm bringing him up is he is the #1 YouTuber. And this guy is easily, if not yet, he's going to be easily worth $1 billion. Okay. With a B. And the reason for this is it's not just because of the subscriber count. It's because of his relationship with his audience. Okay. And this is the most important part that I want to tell you. His manager, I was listening to a podcast with his manager, and this is really what it is. Like, you have to be obsessed with this. And I'm actually obsessed with YouTube right now. And with just like video, and we're doing more of this. And this is why I really want to do this together with you guys, is because this is really important. Okay. And so his manager, he just went to VidCon recently. So it's a video conference with all like content creators. And he has TikTok influencers there that has millions of followers, right? TikTok influencers that has millions of followers. And they were having like a keynote, like breakout session where they were a speaker, and they could not fill out the room. And the room is like, it's like it's like 1,000 people and they only had like maybe like, 400 or 500. Like they literally could not fill out the room. And this has 1 million followers, but they can't even put like 500 people in there, right? And so what does that mean? Think about your own habits right now. I've followed so many reels and TikTok and stuff like that. And I've watched, there's actually a comedian that I watched like all of his videos. It was really funny. It was like, I'm engaged. Like I've watched maybe like 30 videos from this person and I don't know his name. I can't even remember his name right now. Like I just see his face. I can't remember his name. I don't remember his channel. And so what does that mean is there is zero relationship, right? And so I can't sell something like he can't sell me something. I mean, his face familiar, but there's so many TikTok influencers that has millions of followers and they are broke, okay? They cannot sell anything. They cannot monetize their audience because they have zero relationship with them, okay? Because you're just dancing and it's like, it's funny, whatever. And so, but what you want, this is the reason why you want the long form content is because you want a relationship, okay? And this is why, if you notice, this is why you signed up with us, because you probably watch. Actually, here's a question. How many videos, I would be curious, how many videos did you guys watch before you signed up with us? If you guys can just share here, I'm very curious. How many videos did you watch before you signed up? Okay, MP says 3 to 4. Michael is 45. A lot, Sarah, a ton. Dave, 0. Okay, well, you're a referral, so that's different. Katie Moore, 4 to 5, as many as I could find. Trevor, more than 5. Okay, so here's the cool thing about this, guys. Here's the cool thing about this. The cool thing about this, and I've this is based from research that I've also done, and it just makes sense. When someone is closer in the buying habit, like if they're closer in the buying cycle, their tolerance for consuming content actually increases. So, we understand, right? We know that people have short attention spans. We know this. And so this is why TikTok is awesome. Reels is awesome. It's 15 seconds, right? It's like real quick. All right, Alex. However, our attention span is like really low, but it actually goes up really high. So if I just create a graph here, and if I'm just putting, buying cycle, and then content tolerance here, is if I am closer to making a buying decision, their content tolerance actually shoots up. Okay. And so if you think about it, even for you guys, you probably watch there's 7+ videos that you watch. Austin, you watch 5. Trevor, you literally watch as many as you could find because you're closer to make a buying decision. And you wanted to make sure that all right, I want to make sure that I am making a safe decision for myself. And so it's all about trust, right? And so what does that mean? This means that long form content is the way to go. And it's all about how can you create content that can actually build that trust in the relationship, okay? Can you guys see how powerful this is and the difference between these two? Can you put it in the chat? Can you guys see? Does this make sense more for you, Sarah? It's this is why you don't really need the dancing for now, right? That can help by getting more leads. And by the way, I'm putting the X on the short form because you guys are not there yet. Okay. Even for me, even for us, I focus more on YouTube first, because here's the powerful thing about long form content as well. When we are building long form content, we want to build, and this is very intentional, is we want to create videos that are called evergreen videos, which is basically timeless videos. Okay. This is where the key thing here is that the problem with short form content is if I make a dancing video today, that is literally only effective today and probably tomorrow. After that, that's it, you're done. And that is why if you do short form content, you are literally going to be a hamster wheel where you literally need to post every freaking day, and you're just going to go insane. Okay. Like no one, like you cannot do that. You cannot build this like machine, which is what we want. We want trust-based marketing. You need a repeatable sales process, leveraging your time, and then building referral network. If you're literally posting a short, like a reel, a TikTok video every day, you literally can't do that. Okay. So Sarah, yes, totally makes sense. Then what type of topics do we cover to garner attention? Glad you asked. Yeah, we could talk more about this. Michael, yes, we actually have a top producer in our company that uses YouTube as her main source of branding. Yes. Kill me if I have to post every day. Exactly. Well, Janet says, I post every day. And there's nothing wrong with this, by the way. That's awesome. What do you post every day, Janet?
Hey, so I do a long video on Tuesdays. That's my Mortgage Tip Tuesday.
Mhm.
I've been doing that for a couple of years. And then every day I make one video and I post it on all platforms. And that's like a short 15 to minute content that I post. So I do post every day.
Nice. And I want to be clear here. That's great. And we do want to do that, right? But if you are not in that level yet, because again, even you said you have like a longer form video that you create, because we want to build systems here, right? I don't want you to just like, actually, let me clarify myself. There needs to be there needs to be balance. Okay. I also don't want you guys to wait for perfection before you take action, because that can also be a detriment to your business. If like, oh man, like I need to be perfect. I don't want you to do that. Like if you're able to make a post, it doesn't need to be perfect. That's fine. Right. But I'm talking about the mindset here. The mindset is in the beginning, the highest return on your activity would be how can you try to create like more of a timeless content? Okay. Meaning, for example, with the video that I create, when I create that video, I've actually put a lot of effort into that one video, but I know that literally that one single video, I'll be able to like keep reusing that for the next 2 years. Right. And so it's actually worth it for me because I'm spending time, but at least as I do this, for the next 2-3 years, well, within, after 2 years, I'm going to have like a full library of like videos out there that people can still Google, people can still see it on my YouTube channel, and it's going to constantly build those trusts. And it's more about like, how do I create like timeless, a library of content? Now, what you're talking about though, Janet, which is awesome. And that's great. Like I'd actually be curious, like on the weekly videos that you do, is it, what's the video? Is it more like you said, like a weekly market update, or are you building like timeless videos where like you're educating them and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I educate them. So I created a YouTube channel and that's where I put my long form videos on there. And that's basically, I take my job as, I know what the guidelines are and I know what things are. So as much as people believe they can't do a video, you can, because our lives, every day we learn something new. Or you get a loan turned down and you didn't know a law, you didn't know what happened, and it makes for good content. And so when these things started happening to me years ago, I was like, man, people should know this. And so I started making content that way, which is, hey, you may not know this, but hey, if you switch jobs or if you make commission, or let me tell you this guideline, because a lot of people don't know. So I took it as a sense of, I'm going to educate borrowers so that when they're ready to refinance or purchase, they have seen all these videos and probably are more well-versed on things they may face in the process. So that's how I did it. My short form videos is more for me to try to grow followers.
Yes.
And so those are just short, quick. I try to be funny. Yes, I may be doing something goofy or dancing or, just something real short to catch attention. But it's still giving content.
Yep. Perfect. Just to give you guys perspective on what we're doing is that we're really focusing on like the long form content, right? Building like those YouTube videos that are like timeless and evergreen, so that as I'm putting a lot of effort into that, that's going to start ranking with like keywords, right? Like next time, you talked about like guidelines and stuff like that. As you build like those long form videos, well, people will be able to like Google that in the future, and then you'll get like free organic leads in the future as you're kind of building your library. And then what we're doing is, as we build these videos, we're going to start chopping them up. Literally, this is how you repurpose content, right? So let's say, I create like a 10-minute video where I'm just going to take 1 minute from this video, and then that 1 minute video is what I'll use into my short form, right? And so it's like, it becomes a lot easier. It's almost, again, we're talking about like for you guys building a mortgage factory. Well, we also want to create a content production factory, right? And so what that looks like is really, you want to create one long form content, right? And so you create this long form content, and then you're going to chop this up into smaller short form contents, right? So short clip, short clip, short clip, and then short clip of this. And then, you could, make that post like, this could be like an IG reel. This could be a TikTok, right? TikTok post. This could be a Facebook post. And then this could be a LinkedIn thing, right? So it's like, this is kind of like the overall strategy. So, okay. So let me share this real quick. Okay. You guys can still see this, right? Can you guys see this? Okay. Yes. Pull this up real quick. Okay, good. So 5 things that held me back. So it's like, I don't have a good camera equipment. I'm not good enough, fear of being judged. And I think, this is where your question was, Sarah, kind of falls into. It's like, hey, I'm boring, right? Like to us, like our life is boring. Like nothing really happens. Like you see these people that are like having these amazing lives in like Instagram, which is fake, by the way. And it's like, fear of being judged, right? I don't know what to say. I don't have the time, and I really don't know where to start. Like this is literally the 5 things that held me back. Okay. And so first thing is, I don't have a good camera equipment. The truth is, you don't need any fancy equipment. You can just literally start with your phone. And the iPhones right now, there's literally films. There's actual films that are being like, put in like film festivals that were shot with an iPhone. Okay. All right, Janet. Oh man. Yeah. I have to pick up my daughter. All right, no problem. But yeah, I really want to continue this conversation in our next call, guys. We are really like going overboard, but I want to answer your question, Sarah. So I just want to finish this point, and then we'll continue this conversation next time, right? But go ahead, Janet. Great to see you. I'll see you next week. Okay. So here's the reality. The reality is, I have hard data. I actually have hard data that unpolished videos can work better by building trust, right? Like think about it. Like this is how Kim Kardashian has literally built $1 billion business because of reality TV. Okay. And so unpolished videos can work even better. So this video right here that I just shot, it's like literally, it's a Loom style video. This works so much better. And you can see this has 700 views versus 400 views with like a really polished like video. Okay. It's all about the content, guys. It's all about the content. As long as you're building something in talking about something that you're building trust with, it's going to convert so much better. Okay. And so that's the first thing. Now, again, content is more than the visual aesthetics, like that's your head thinking, okay, or like talking about you. There's really 2 things that all you need is, can they see you clearly? That's one. And can they hear you clearly? So really, you just want to make sure you're not blurry in the video. You have good lighting. This is very important. So even if you have an iPhone, you could see actually, if you look at the back here, I literally just have like a ring light. could see. Sorry, excuse for my thing, but I'm like packing for my trip. But I have like a ring light right there in the front. So lighting is super crucial, right? So lighting is super crucial. And then you just have to have good audio. This one, you do need to have good audio. And mostly, I mean, an iPhone is really good already, okay? But you could like buy like an iPhone mic, okay? And then, so I don't have good camera equipment checked. And then this is really, a lot of the fears before you get into content marketing is really here. I'm not good enough, and really fear of being judged. And here's the reality is you can only get to good by starting, okay? And you usually start with you being not good. The reality is the first time you do this, you're probably gonna suck, guys, because I also sucked, okay? And so, for example, here's an actual video that I did before, okay? So to give you a perspective, this is my video before, what you guys usually see already. Hey guys, imagine if you have a list of all your prospective buyers that are ready to buy right now. Seriously, like just imagine it. Do you see the power in this? Okay, so you could see, I don't know what, my camera disappeared here. Let me see. But you could see, I mean, honestly, like this video, it honestly makes me cringe watching it. But it's like, yeah, and I see Sean like, nodding his head. It's like cringeworthy, right? Like, oh my God. Like it's like, like when I see this, I'm like, but here's the thing. The reality is that's great, because if you are not cringing, if you are literally not cringing at your previous content, even like your sales calls, if you listen to your sales calls 6 months ago and you are not cringing at what you said, that means that you are not getting better, right? And so this is so crucial, is because it's great. I'm glad that I'm cringing on this because I'm so much better at creating content right now, right? And so you just have to start. And that's that. And this one, God, I actually uploaded a YouTube video back in June 5 of 2007, okay? 2007. And I was still in the Philippines at this time. I created this video. I'll show you what this looks like.
Hi, I'm Akbil Wilford C. And I'm from the fun, sun island of Cebu. I'm 18 years old, taking a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology under a scholarship grant, and I'm a consistent Dean's Lister. Internet is the fastest vehicle to achieve global presence. The horizon is clear. The opportunities are vast. Those who understand the need and want of the future will be able to take advantage of the growing internet market. I'm young and probably the youngest. I represent the youth who will define the future of the internet. I would love to learn everything I can from Joelcom and the teachers who have gained so much success and wisdom in their field. I'm from Asia, and whatever I learn from them, I hope I can impact the world's most heavily populated region. I am passionate about being an entrepreneur and in creating something big over the net. I know that the internet offers endless possibilities of making the world a better place. Why do I want to be the next internet millionaire? First, to learn from the best of the best. Second, to impact the world by being a catalyst of change and a channel of abundance. Third, to allow my family to experience the bounty of what an internet business can bring. Fourth,
I mean, you guys get the picture. So I uploaded this, guys, back in 2007. Oh my God, like that's insane. And so I was literally back in the Philippines at this time. And so I was already doing this like way back, and you just need to start, right? Like it sucks, like you're going to kind of suck, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're not familiar, right? But you just have to start. And again, I think as having that mindset of, hey, as long as like, if you are cringing at your old stuff, that's actually a good thing. Okay. Does this make sense, Sarah? Do you guys see how powerful this is? Okay. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that I will tell you is you will absolutely get haters 100% guaranteed. Okay. So these are some of the comments that I get. Okay. So here's Kevin Mark. He says, "You sound like Kermit the Frog." Okay. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? So I'm like, and I even responded, thanks, bro. I've always loved the Muppets growing up. Great show. So, I just like put it into positive, whatever, right? Like, but he's just like shitting on me. And then Eric is like, I know I'm being a little judgmental, brother, and I'm so sorry. I just can't buy any leads from you because you're wearing that hat. Everybody has their pet peeve, bro. That's the worst hat on the planet, so I can't invest in you. Okay. So Eric literally made a decision in his life that he hates my hat so bad that he does not want to invest and work with me just because of my hat. And you'll get those people, right? Like, that's fine. Like, you will get haters, and that's okay, because I don't want to work with these people, right? It's actually good that we have people that we repel, because I literally do not want to waste my time and work with these people, right? Here's another one. And actually, you can see here, like, Jason's like, remember, you brush your teeth, guys. He's basically, I get like so many comments that like, oh, you have like yellow teeth, disgusting, right? And I'm like, but guys, and here's the reality, Sarah. Like, the truth is that hurts me. Like, I'm human, right? These feedback, I get hurt, right? Like, damn, like, shit, do I need to whiten my teeth? Like, I legitimately get that. Like, I think about that because, like, I'm a human being, and that's really what it is. You will get haters, but here's what I will say. Like, I get insecure about it, right? Like, you will get haters. However, what I could tell you, this is the code. Like, I want to leave every single one here on this call. You will never be criticized by someone doing more than you. Okay. So this is the only code that you need to remember. You will never be criticized by someone doing more than you. It's only the people that are doing less, that are not having the impact, that are not having the freedom, and are not having the income in their life. These are the people that are going to criticize you, and that's okay, right? We don't want them. We don't want to surround ourselves with them. And so I hope this at least gives you a better perspective, Sarah. And we'll dive deeper more into this next week. Okay. Did you guys love the training today? Can you guys put it in the chat? Do you guys love the training? Do you guys see how powerful having a trust-based, trust-focused marketing is? Okay. Can you guys see how this can really impact your business? Okay. Yes. Love it. Yes. All right. Great training today. Awesome. So there you have it. I hope you found a ton of value out of this video. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And more importantly, what was your biggest takeaway? Post it in the comment below. I want to know, what was your biggest takeaway from this training, and what do you want to learn more of? Post it there. I'm going to read it. And that will, I'll make the next video, and I will see you in the next video.